9:41, everybody. In Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, the merchant Antonio takes a loan from Shylock to help his friend Bassanio court Portia. You following? Antonio can't repay the loan, and without mercy, Shylock demands a pound of his flesh.
Yes. So joining us from the cast of a new production is an actress who starred on Broadway and the West End, and an actor known for his TV shows such as The Flight Attendant and Grey's Anatomy. So please welcome Alexandra Silber and T.R. Knight. Great to have both of you here.
Thank you for having us.
And tonight is opening night?
It is.
Oh my gosh,
Congrats.
you guys super excited?
Yeah, it's going to be fun
awesome.
to get it open and celebrate with each other.
Yeah.
So also Shakespeare.
Yes.
Very familiar before this? Did you
yeah.
watch a Shakespeare show before this?
Read.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah,
I
read
grew
it.
up doing Shakespeare, and actually,
Oh, you
in
did?
fact, we did Shakespeare together.
Get out.
Already, yes.
Six years ago.
6 years ago, we did Midsummer Night's Dream opposite one another, so we're reuniting.
Okay,
it's
I
a
like this little
reunion.
reunion. Do you have a favorite work of Shakespeare?
Do you?
I like Midsummer's. That's the one we did together.
That's the one
Midsummer
we
Night's
did,
Dream.
yeah.
I really like that. 12th Night.
12th
The Scottish
Night.
play. The one, the title you're not supposed to
Supposed to
say.
say.
You know, with the.
Yeah.
And I like As You Like It. I think As You Like It's my favorite.
As you like it. is very good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this show in
Yeah.
particular, right? And what kind of drew you in, how rehearsals have been going leading up to this very moment.
I saw this company did our class, and so Al was in that, and so they're now doing Merchant of Venice. So I got to see that, and I was blown away by your all's work. It's just like an incredible group of actors, just insanely imaginative. The stage management crew, led by Kira Bowie, is like, these people are just quite remarkable.
Yeah.
So it's so I'm grateful to be a part of them and learn from them and watch them, and that's the exciting thing about theater.
Yeah.
You know, because with film, it's very disparate. You come in and
Yeah.
do your work and you leave. But here, to build something together and watch each other's work, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I like that. And
Nice, yeah.
I think that's definitely one of the best things about theaters. It's one of the most collaborative art forms. You know, lots of different art forms exist where you're very solitary, and it's so unique because it's supposed to be both created and consumed socially. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a wonderful, special thing.
And you're in it together.
Yeah,
So
totally.
your characters that you're playing in this production.
I'm playing Portia. Portia
Okay.
is one of the other oppressed people in this world for the fact that she's a woman. She's a rich girl, but she is sort of in a gilded cage because her father has set up that she can't receive her fortune until she marries a man, and not just a man, but marries a man who solves a very specific riddle. And so she's very, very lonely and waiting for somebody to come save her, which is indeed Bassanio.
Okay.
And Antonio helps out with that.
It's like, yes,
can I
yes,
say?
I do.
And Theo here is the titular role. The titular role.
But yeah, and it's fascinating to like work in a production where it's like it is just really, it's not what you would think of when you think of Shakespeare. This
Yeah.
production,
Yeah.
it's kind of mad. It's like if you took Alice in Wonderland and then maybe on some sort of hallucinogen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's a retelling. So this
Yes.
is you're in a
Yes.
nightclub. There's a nightclub setting, right?
Definitely.
It's set in a cable access late night show.
That's where I go for my nightclub.
There you go.
Yeah, it's usually, yeah.
We have an improv
Yeah.
where you say our mostly highly rated cable access show.
Oh wow.
You
Oh,
just
well.
made me
Yeah.
snort.
Oh yeah. Yes. And
Yeah.
it's exactly. It's sort of Alice in Wonderland meets Noises Off, where everything sort of kind of goes wrong. And we try to pull it together. And yeah, I think it's been exploded so that we can see each of the scenes and the overall story, hopefully in a new and modern way.
Right.
And attack some really, really difficult themes and things that are really present in our everyday lives, hopefully with some humor and humility and seriousness ultimately.
But the dialogue stays the same.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
We have some
have a little-
non-Shakespeare stuff
We
in
do
there.
have some
we do have
non-Shakespeare
some non-Shakespeare
stuff.
How do
But
you-
the-
Hopefully
sorry,
that
go ahead.
elevates.
Go ahead. What were you
No,
gonna say?
please.
How do you remember all this shit? Because
I don't.
Shakespeare wasn't short on words. No. So how do you? What's the technique? I guess you're the professionals to remember the lengthy dialogue.
Sure. I always say that when people always ask, like, how do you memorize the lines? I always want to go, well, if you don't, they usually fire you. Like, you're incentivized. You're incentivized. But the great thing about Shakespeare is it is written in a poetic form called iambic pentameter,
Yes.
which is naturally the way that English is spoken.
Yeah.
So there is something to it that feels very rhythmic and feels very natural. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. And so sometimes when you're like, what is that next word? What is that next section? You can go back to that rhythmic
You just do a dance.
pattern. Yeah, and it's usually right there for you. So it's very intuitive, I would say.
So
And
how
if
do
you miss it, you go like, oh,
Oh,
wasn't
that wasn't
something
right.
wasn't right, and
Yeah.
you go back and you're like, yep, yeah,
That was
yeah,
it, that was
missed
it.
a word, missed a
So
word.
how do you dip in that modern part of the dialogue?
It's kind of interlaced throughout, and
Okay.
but there's still a lot of actual Shakespearean text. Most of it is. And the fun thing, or the thing I constantly chase, is sometimes it seems as though it can be written yesterday.
Yeah.
And that is the
Yeah.
exciting thing. Like when I've seen we've all seen Shakespeare where it's just like.
Right.
You're just like
Yeah,
trying to
totally.
stay like, but there are but it's like I've seen, and that's what I've seen people do it where it's just like it's alive.
Alive.
And
And
it's
this is what this is.
and that's what at least we try try to chase that to make
Yeah.
it seem like it's not something like you're blowing off the
Right.
dust of and just
Yeah.
presenting it, that you're
Well,
just
the images we were looking
Yeah.
at, where you're seeing
It's
people.
not typical Shakespeare.
That'll keep you awake.
That'll keep you awake. Well, it better. Yeah,
Right?
it better. And I will say, one of the things that's been
music
so
will, too.
extraordinary
Nice.
is, Theo really is, you're one of our great actors.
Stop.
And getting to do 2 Shakespeares with you in one lifetime has been extraordinary, and it's wonderful to see you elevate the text.
likewise.
I
Likewise.
love
Very
the
lovely.
love.
Yeah.
Very lovely. Iambic pentameter.
Iambic pentameter. I brought it in. Good morning.
Flashbacks to like failing whatever course that was. And now I work in
ELA.
television.
Yeah, it's okay. We all have our strengths, right? We all have our strengths. We all have our strengths.
Still looking for mine.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Well, good luck to you guys tonight.
Thank
you
I'm
so
excited
much.
to see
Thank you
this.
for starting our
It's
day off.
amazing. Oh,
Thank you.
Read this in iambic pentameter. Read this in that style.
I don't
See,
know.
nobody remembers it. We all fail.
You do it. You
Try,
do
try,
it.
try,
Yes,
try.
you do
The
it.
Merchant of Venice opens tonight. I thought Lynn Angelson Theater, yeah. Yeah!